The former deputy of the commander of the armed forces of Ukraine.
On the issue that happened in Donetsk with the crash of the Malaysia.
Ми продовжуємо розглядати питання падіння і трагедії Боїнга 777. У нас буде ряд експертів. Зараз я вітаю тут пана Володимира Дякова, колишній заступник командувача повітряно-воздушних сил, повітряних сил України. Good afternoon. I will speak Russian because there are some terminology is very difficult to translate to Ukrainian. I was a deputy chief of Air Force of Ukraine. Before that, I had a position of chief of anti-aircraft forces of Ukraine, and which has all the systems in Ukraine and also in Russia, system 300, 200, Buk, SAR, etc. As to the fact of this air crash, airplane catastrophe, because now it is mentioned as a catastrophe. Was it shut down or not? There are a lot of rumors, conversations. The most important evidence they are collecting, and it will be very difficult for Russians to refute it, is that they collected.
Достаточно все привезли, их всех свозят в Харьков. В Харькове создана площадка, где отработан.
Now
где это находится, чтобы создать всю картину. Потому что так, сейчас пока говорить, что там сбито и так далее.
So, information now is coming from negotiations between terrorists that they shot down an airplane. There are some facts on pictures that Buk system was brought from Russia. There is also a fact that the system was all the components of it were there. It's difficult to speak about this because it must have command point and radio location point and launching pad with 4 systems. So there were only two launching pads brought to Ukraine, and they participated in this fact. When they will collect all the remains, and when they bring them to Kharkiv, and maybe it's not ethical, but they have to look at all the bodies, because then I will see who was sitting and where, and under which angle they was sitting, and how the crash happened. The first thing they have to define, because I participated in many of such rescue works, and it's about holes in the fuselage, in the hull, or from inside, because sometimes it happens that the explosion takes place and part of the shells go through. So we'll have to see direction of direction of the forces, and it should be from outside to inside, and that will prove that it was shot down by a missile. And one more fact, and it's very difficult to find a part of that missile, but they are hiding it. That's the best evidence. We have very good proofs. Maybe they are like civilians, because they have to calculate the trajectory, and security source now from where, and they calculated the trajectory of the fly of that missile, and you can calculate where it was, because it went against the movement of the plane. It was coming from a different side, so they must find at least one fragment of that missile. It is a self-guiding missile. It has radio signals, and there's a computer and a condensator, and then an explosion happens. Only the first part of it, and the back part of it, it fell down. That's the most important to find it, because then on everywhere there should little shields, like when it was produced. Serious Russians and Putin, they don't allow us to have access to black boxes, and even to remains. The refrigerators are still there. If we find that fragments of that, especially Book 1 M1. It was produced. It was produced after 1990. So Ukraine, we don't have such systems. So then you can buy series where that series is, in which regiment or division. That's easy to define without any problem, even if they hide that information. And secondly, what is very important? I disagree. If there is all evidence, it will be not Russian, not terrorists, but Russian military men, because there should be a team of 4 people, as they say, a crew. No, this is there is a term for that. A group of 3 people, commander, 2 operators. They located the plane that launching pad was there. Book. When the system questions alien or not, and they change, they give the answer. The system will not work if the plane answers that this is friendly flight. So it didn't work on that plane. Because why? Because every day you have to introduce special equipment, and because they were flying here, so that didn't answer. That device didn't give the answer. There was information there would be a cargo plane of Ukrainian Air Force. They knew approximately from where it would fly. That's where they were searching the launch pad. It doesn't work for 360 degrees. If it was so relocation was not there, only a launching pad was there. It's sector 60 degrees and 80 by vertically. So that's how they captured it. There was no alien friendly answer. Didn't work. So for them it meant that it was enemy, and Ukrainian party and foreign experts, when they get together, then Russians, it will be very difficult for them to escape responsibility. They will find those operators, those officers, and there are some facts. If Americans say that they have information about this, they satellite intelligence is well developed, so they observe the whole Earth, especially places where there are battles. And if they confirm that that was a missile launched from that place, they will find remnants of that, and they will probe. Ukrainians, as soon as it happened, they should close the border, and they should not allow that system to be transported back to Russia. And we have missiles, etc. We should destroy it. It's better to keep it here. That would be also evidence. But the most important is to find fragments of the missile. Thank you very much.
Now, questions, please. I have several questions to you. The first one is, because I don't know how this is called correctly, the places where these points of anti-aircraft defense are They monitor the whole territory of Ukraine. Is that right? Why I am asking that? Because it was stated that anti-aircraft defense is ready. That means that anti-aircraft forces had to monitor the airspace. Hypothetically, if there was this monitoring and they missed this launch of the missile and the point of launch, then probably that data is stored somewhere, the data of monitoring. Is there any chance to get this data? You're saying it correctly. It was in peaceful times like that. In the place, I can tell you, in Lugansk Oblast and Donetsk Oblast, they don't have the system of anti-aircraft defense. In Kharkov, we have a strong grouping with radio location stations, plus Dnipropetrovsk and Kherson. In Mariupol, there should be the battalion, because those radio location platoons, battalions, they eliminated them. What could be there? They don't give information, and I cannot just guess or knowing where they are, tell you. They had to give it. All the radio location stations were operating. If they were following this target, because that ours had to see it, but not the missile. The target, the aircraft they saw and they monitored. But on the launch of the missile, these should be the stations of different ranges, because the missile is small. That means that if it is the meter range, that's one thing. If it is decimeter range, it's different. 10 kilometers, can you imagine? But yes, it's all being filmed, videoed. If the anti-aircraft defense troops are operating, then there's control going on. Any other questions? This book 1 includes 4 parts, right? And one of these parts is the radio location complex, and the radius is 60 kilometers. It can fix the trajectory up to 30 kilometers from the surface. So hypothetically, if it were 80 kilometers from Snizhnoye Terez to the border, was it possible to monitor from that complex? I mean that the complex was full. One part of the complex was on the Russian Federation, another part of the complex was on the territory of Ukraine. 3 units with 4 missiles launching, and 3 launching units. This all should be coordinated. What I mean is the target was seen and the launch was coordinated. It was planned. Russians, they have everything. They have all these radio location stations, Bryansk, Rostov, and so on. In Rostov, they have the whole core of anti-aircraft defense. They see our space till half of Ukraine, but they will not give any information. Even if they have information, they even do not give us the flight data recorders. To manipulate something would take, to fake something takes long time. This the recording, this device records everything, and to manipulate this will be detected. I don't know whether they do that. Well, but second, what you said, that part of the complex was here, part of it was there. The one that is in Ukraine, I don't know what was there. If it was all complete radio location station that finds the target and gives the information where the squad is, the crew is, and there are 6 launches. There were 2 of them. And they probably had this, they found the target, but they probably believe that that's the aircraft, which is cargo aircraft AN-26. And the second is that they didn't have radio location station. They knew what's the route. They turned on, and this launch at the sector is 60 degrees and the height, and they see everything in this sector. They detected it and launched the missile. You mentioned that in order to make sure what are the reasons how that happened and who's guilty, for that you need to get all the bodies, but there's information that terrorists managed to take out pieces of aircraft and some remnants of the bodies outside of the territory. Now they do not allow our emergency service people to bring all these bodies to Kharkiv. How not to allow the situation when this investigation can be extended for 10 years like it was with Korea aircraft. The proof that the US and we have, if the remains of the missile are found, will that be enough as a proof to make final conclusion? I don't know. If it were about 2 countries, I mean Ukraine, Russia, then the countries could have agreed, but the whole world knows. People, victims are there from Australia, England, Americans, Dutch. Even if they conceal something. Okay, the specialist arrived from Moscow who said these and these bodies, hide them because they are hurt. Well, basically, analyzing, examining them, you can define what happened. I believe it will be impossible.
Зафиксировано время.
And the time has been fixed. Exact time of launch and the time when the aircraft was downed. So all this data is enough, and they say now that we will give to the commission, international commission. I don't know. If he starts hiding it, then I don't know. Thank you. We would like to thank Volodymyr Diakov for telling us as an expert. Thank you. The next briefing is at 3 o'clock.